Once there was a powerful demon. His name was Mahishasura. He was not born a simple demon, the son of Ramba, the king of Asuras, and a water buffalo. This mixed heritage gave him immense strength, but strength alone was not enough. He wanted more. He craved a power no one could challenge. He wanted to be immortal, to live forever. He knew the gods held the key, so he performed a great penance, a tapasya, to please Brahma, the creator. Mahishasura's penance was severe. He stood on one leg for years. He held his breath for centuries. He meditated with a focus that shook the heavens. The heat of his tapasya scorched the earth and boiled the seas. Brahma saw this dedication and had to grant a wish. Mahishasura appeared before Brahma and asked for immortality. Brahma explained absolute immortality is impossible. Anyone born must one day die. That is the law. Mahishasura looked for a loophole. He devised a condition. If I must die, let my death not be at the hands of any man or any god. He was filled with pride. He believed no woman could defeat him. He saw women as weak and powerless. Brahma, bound by tapasya, had no choice. He granted the wish. So be it, he declared. Mahishasura was now protected from every god and every man across the cosmos. With this boon he became unstoppable. He believed he was invincible. His arrogance grew as large as mountains. He gathered his army of Asuras. They stormed the heavens, the realm of the Devas, the gods. He attacked Amaravati, the capital of Indra, the king of the gods. The gods fought back with all their might. They used celestial weapons, but nothing could harm Mahishasura. He laughed as weapons bounced off him, useless against Brahma's boon. He became the undisputed ruler of the three worlds. Mahishasura's rule was a time of darkness. He was a tyrant. He threw the cosmic order into complete disarray. The heavens, once a place of peace and light, were now filled with the roars of Asuras. The gods were driven out of their own homes. They were forced to wander the earth like homeless refugees. Mahishasura sat on Indra's throne. He took control of the sun. He took control of the moon. He took control of the winds. He disrupted the seasons and caused chaos everywhere. The world suffered under his cruel and unjust reign. The gods were desperate. They had lost their power and their homes. They watched as Mahishasura and his demons tormented sages and disrupted sacred rituals on earth. The balance between good and evil was broken. Evil was winning. The very fabric of Dharma, the righteous path, was tearing apart. The gods, led by Indra, did not know what to do. Every attempt to fight back had failed miserably. They were helpless against the demons' unique blessing. In their despair, the gods sought guidance. They went to the supreme trinity of Hindu gods. They approached Brahma. They went to Vishnu, and they went to Shiva. They narrated their tale of woe. They described the terror Mahishasura had unleashed upon the universe. They explained how his boon made him immune to all their powers. They bowed their heads and pleaded for a solution. They asked the Trinity to find a way to end the demon's reign and restore balance to the cosmos. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva listened carefully. They understood the gravity of the situation. Mahishasura's boon was specific. He could not be killed by a man or a god. The loophole was clear. The solution was not a man or a god. The solution had to be a woman, but not just any woman. She would need to be more powerful than all the gods combined. She would need the strength to face an enemy who had defeated an entire pantheon of divine beings. The Holy Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, decided to combine their powers. A magnificent plan was formed. They focused their minds and unleashed their divine energies. A brilliant light emerged from Shiva. Another pillar of fire erupted from Vishnu. A third beam of radiance shot forth from Brahma. Soon, all the other gods, Indra, Agni, Vayu, contributed their own divine energies. These individual streams of light traveled through the cosmos and converged at a single point. They merged into one. This mass of light was blindingly beautiful. It was a swirling, incandescent sphere of pure cosmic energy. It grew and grew, taking a definite shape. Slowly, out of this celestial fire, a form emerged. It was the form of a woman. She was magnificent, with a face as serene as the moon and eyes that held the power of the sun. She had multiple arms, each ready for battle. This was the birth of the goddess. She was named Durga, the Invincible One, the one who removes all difficulties. She was the collective power of all the gods, manifested in a single divine female form. The gods, seeing her divine form, rejoiced. They knew she was their only hope. One by one they approached her and offered her their most powerful weapons. Shiva gave her his trident, the Trishula. Vishnu gave her his spinning discus, the Sudarshana chakra. Brahma gave her a water pot and a string of prayer beads. Indra gave her the thunderbolt, The Vajra, the god of mountains, Himavat, gave her a fierce lion to ride as her vehicle, her Vahana. Every god armed her, giving her a piece of their own power. Durga was now fully armed and ready. She was the Adi Shakti, the primordial cosmic energy. She was the physical embodiment of divine feminine power, or Devi. She was created for a single purpose, to vanquish Mahishasura and restore Dharma. Her form was beautiful, but also terrifying to her enemies. She let out a mighty roar that shook the three worlds. The mountains trembled, the oceans churned, and the heavens echoed with her power. Mahishasura, sitting on his throne in the heavens, heard this roar. It was a challenge he had never heard before. Hearing Durga's roar, Mahishasura was both enraged and, honestly, a little intrigued. He sent his most powerful demon generals to investigate the source of the sound. But, one by one, Durga defeated them with ease. Her lion tore through the demon armies and her weapons found their marks with deadly precision. Mahishasura, realizing this was no ordinary foe, decided to confront her himself. He came to the battlefield full of arrogance, ready to crush this new challenger. The great battle began, a war that would last for 9 nights. This period is now celebrated as Navratri. Each night Durga revealed a different form of her power. These are her 9 manifestations, the Navadurga. On the first day, as Shailaputri, the daughter of the mountains, she was resolute. As Brahmacharini, she was the ascetic, full of focus. As Chandraganta, her bell-like laughter terrified the demons. As Kushmanda, she was the creator of the cosmic egg. Each form represented a different aspect of her divine nature: purity, penance, courage, and creation. Mahishasura found himself facing a new warrior each day, and honestly, each one was more powerful than the last. Mahishasura was a master of deception. He was a shapeshifter. He used his magical powers to change his form, hoping to confuse and overwhelm the goddess. He became a giant with 1,000 arms. He transformed into a fierce lion, a charging elephant, and a mighty warrior. But Durga was not fooled. She matched his every move. When he became a lion, her own lion overpowered him. When he became an elephant, she cut off his trunk with her sword. On the 10th day, Mahishasura was exhausted and desperate. His armies were destroyed. His magical tricks had all failed. He made one final, desperate attempt. He transformed into a giant, wild water buffalo. This form gave him his name, Mahisha, buffalo. He charged at the goddess with immense force, tearing up the earth with his hooves and horns. He believed brute strength would overpower her. The gods watched with bated breath. The final moment had arrived. Goddess Durga remained calm and focused. She deftly pinned him down with her foot. He struggled to escape. As he tried to return to his Asura shape, Durga acted swiftly. With her mighty trident, gifted by Shiva, she pierced his chest. The boon was fulfilled. He was slain by the supreme goddess. Mahishasura was vanquished. His reign of terror was over. The universe rejoiced. The gods shouted in celebration. Flowers rained down from the heavens. Sages chanted hymns of praise. The balance of the cosmos was restored. Light returned to the worlds. Good had triumphed over evil. This day is Vijayadashami. It crowns the 9-night Navratri festival, a timeless story of hope, courage, and victory.